Welcome to Your Business, Your Life with Matt Francesco, your personal financial technician. Whether you've had years of success in your business or are just starting out, HighLift Financial can help you create a vision for your business, life, and family, and align these for generational wealth. So as they say, what happens in your life affects your business. And now, on to the show. Well, hello and welcome to Your Business, Your Life with me, Matt Francesco. And a lot of changes have happened over the last couple months and really positive changes too. And, as we're working with clients to help them with the transition planning, one of the big things is, again, how to also increase the growth and value of their business so that they can have the type of transition that they want. And I am really excited to introduce my guest today. She's my Yellow Rose of Texas, Hannah Chalker. Hannah's been on board with us since August. And she's certified exit planning advisor and also a certified growth and value advisor. And she's really kind of sitting second chair with me, working with the clients, helping them to also increase the growth and value of their business, and also working on the business development end. And so I just wanted to bring her on the podcast to kind of introduce her to everybody because, finally you got something nice to look at instead of me. All right. So Hannah, welcome to Your Business, Your Life.
Thanks, Matt. It's truly a pleasure to be here and to be introduced to everyone. Hi, y'all. It's great to meet you.
That's right.
It's been a journey to get here, but I am so thrilled that we're in the spot that we are now, Matt, that we can help shop owners increase the value of their businesses over longer periods of time. It's not just exit planning, right?
Right.
Where we're helping them at the end of ownership in the shop, but really working together with the business owners and their families for a longer period of time to make sure that they achieve the goals that they have, right? A big part of that, this is a little bit of my background, and Matt, as you know,
That's great.
is discovery. I started in the exit planning space about 5 years ago at a company called Exit Map.
Hmm.
So it was a software company where we helped advisors integrate exit planning tools into their practices. And that's where I really fell in love with exit planning and value growth advisory. The biggest thing I learned from that experience was discovery. And it's one of my all-time favorite things to get into with new clients, with older clients, with all these new folks that we've been chatting with recently, Matt. It's
Right.
been incredible to step into this advisory role with you, of course, as my mentor. And
Oh,
to everybody that's listening, I know if you've been listening to Matt for a while, he's a well of information and knowledge and wisdom. And so I get the wonderful opportunity to learn from him. And I am looking forward to working with hopefully each and every one of y'all. It's
that,
been really great.
oh yes, it has been great, and thank you for the kind words. Like I said, I need somebody to kind of keep me straight because I can start going off on tangents. So Hannah's kind of my compass there to kind of rear me back. Hannah, let's talk a little bit about this idea of value and growth because in many cases we're meeting with owners who maybe aren't necessarily ready to transition, but helping them to get clarity on what their vision's going to be 5, 10 years down the road, and then how to get there. So, and a lot of that is building value in the business. The second area is when we're doing internal transfers, where we're helping the owner to create that next chapter of their life, but then also to work with the new owners, whether it's family or internal members, to grow the value of the business. So, can you explain to the audience some of the ways that we help to do that?
Sure. There's, as you said, Matt, there's quite a bit of time in between when a business owner decides they want to increase the value of their business and when they're actually going to achieve that value. When either they achieve a liquidity event or they end up transitioning to, like you said, their family members or internal members of the business. There's quite a bit of time between that. Sometimes it's, like you said, 2 to 3, 5 to 10 years. There's many, many things that we can do in between those time frames that help increase the value of the business. So sometimes it's helpful to just hear an example. And so I'll use one of the clients that we're working with right now. It's an easy example because it hits so many people with right where they're at, right?
Mhm.
Documenting standard operating procedure. That is a huge value add. So imagine you're selling your business to a third party or an internal employee, right? And they want to pay you for your shop, but they're only going to pay you what they believe the company is worth. And they don't really want to pay you, let's say, for the time that they're going to spend having you train them, right? So instead of you training the new owner or the internal members, it helps the overall value of the business to document standard operating procedure ahead of time and make sure that those procedures are followed day in and day out for a number of years so that the new buyer understands what the standard operating level is of the actual shop, right? We don't want to have a new buyer come in and then them realize that nothing operates the way that it's supposed to run according to the standard operating procedures. So the whole point of bringing in somebody like myself and somebody like Matt to help you increase the value of your business is for the coaching and for the consistency to help you not only standardize, operating procedure, continuing to use that example, but also to help you implement that change and keep you on track for a number of years as you're working towards the actual exit.
Right. That's great. And that's great.
Right.
And something I know this was kind of an eye opener to you was the emotional aspects of a
Absolutely.
transition. Talk a little bit about what you've kind of learned in that process, because I know that kind of broadsided you when you were first starting to work with some of the clients, and it was like, oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah. I honestly was a little bit speechless when I started realizing, oh boy, this is incredibly emotional. This is an incredibly difficult situation for these business owners that are exiting their companies. And it's not necessarily because they don't want to leave, but they want to ensure that the best possible outcome is happening. And whether they've done planning ahead of time or whether they have not, it is incredibly impactful for the business owner to start walking away. They start to realize that the retirement, as it were, is coming very quickly. They don't know exactly what they're going to do. They don't know how they're going to spend their time. And most importantly, the business that they're leaving behind is going to continue to run without them. And that is an incredibly weighty situation for them to encounter. A lot of people, I've learned, meet it with resistance. They are very hesitant to continue to take the next step forward, even if you've planned over a couple of months or over a year and you know where you're headed. It's like Indiana Jones in the Raiders of the Lost Ark when
Right.
there's a chasm ahead of him and he has to take the leap of faith, right? You have no idea how that's going to work, except that you have to have faith that your planning has done the work for you and laid the foundation. So, in being introduced to that emotional component was very eye-opening for me. It's extremely rewarding to help business owners get through making that first step and then taking the next and the next and the next step. It's absolutely a huge measure of faith. Like I mentioned, you've really got to trust in the planning that you've done.
Right.
But for the business owner that eventually gets to walk away and achieve the, next goal that they have. Sometimes it's not retirement. Sometimes it's the next entrepreneurial venture or the hobbies that they've cultivated over their entire lives that now they can completely, dedicate their time to, and they become so fulfilled. That's incredibly fulfilling on our end.
Yeah.
And like you said, Matt, it's incredibly difficult
Yeah.
to do, but incredibly rewarding if you have done the planning ahead of time. It's great.
Exactly. And and I tell people all the time, especially you talked about the discovery process. And a lot of the discovery process is not just where you are now, but
Right.
helping the client to create a picture of where they want to go, what this vision is, what their new identity is going to be. And again, that can be very difficult and it can shift over time too. But
Absolutely.
I think the chasm that you talked about, because we've talked about that with clients before, one of the things it's about taking that next step, but we're there to hold their hand over the next step.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best part about being an advisor in this position is that you're absolutely a partner with the shop owners that you're working with. And it is such an honor to be that. First of all, that we've developed the trust and the foundation with each of these business owners that they allow us to work with them incredibly humbling.
Right.
It's incredibly humbling for me that they trust us enough to walk with them through this process. But then as we continue step by step, month by month, working towards their, finish line, as it were.
Right.
It's so great to see them grow in confidence in the employees that they have, key employees that they're transitioning to, or their family members, or if it's finding the right buyer too, growing in confidence that the place that the shop or the business has in the community is going to remain that way, that they've done their due diligence and they've got a legacy that they get to leave.
Exactly.
It's so
Oh yeah,
great.
no, I think you articulated that beautifully, and I think that's so true. So what are you looking forward most to as we kind of move forward here? You've kind of you've kind of dipped your toes in now. You were more on the kind of sales side to advisors. Now you're in the business owner community. So what are you looking forward to most?
I am looking forward to working with even more business owners. It's like I said before, had been so impactful and fulfilling to see the change and the confidence shift when we're working with those owners. And I just want to encounter that more and more, work with more and more businesses, help them grow the value of their businesses over longer periods of time and see those successes happen for them. That's one of the things I am so passionate about is helping people be successful. And that's what I'm most looking forward to with this position. So I can't wait to see what's next.
That's great. And that's why you're such a great fit because you know as well as anybody, that's what my passion is really,
Right.
we want to affect thousands of families out there and help them to achieve the life and the lifestyles that they want, no matter how that transition may happen. But we want to help them to develop that vision and then put the plan in place. Okay, to help them
Right.
to get there and then to walk them through that. And I think that's a really exciting thing. And I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am to have Hannah on board because I mean, she's a wealth of knowledge. She's a sponge. She wants to learn. And, as I tell her all the time, she's like the daughter I never had. So, I just love her to death here. So throughout, whether you're at the shows, whether you watch the podcast, whether she's maybe just contacting you, if you've been kind of in touch with us and she's just following up, I wanted to really kind of introduce her to everybody. And so, Hannah, thank you very much for coming on. I know sometimes being on a podcast is not always it can be a nerve-wracking thing, but
Yeah,
you,
definitely a
you
little
just you always hit it
nerve-wracking.
out of the park whenever you jump into anything. So I'm really
Well, thanks,
excited to
Matt.
have you here.
It's been a true pleasure to be on with you today. And for everybody that's listening, thank you so much for giving us the time. It's a great honor. And I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting each and every one of you.
That's
Thanks, Matt.
great. That's great. And then the last thanks goes to you, the audience. Thank you for listening to Your Business, Your Life with me, Matt Francesco, and with Hannah Chalker. So if you've not subscribed to the podcast, please click the subscribe button below. That way, when a new episode drops, it's going to come right down to your devices. And no matter what platform you're listening to, if it's iTunes, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, if you like what you're hearing, please give us a 5-star review. That way, we will be able to get this great content out to more and more people. So again, Hannah, thank you so much. Audience, thank you. And we'll see you next time. Take care and God bless. Hey, I really want to thank you for listening to the Your Business, Your Life podcast. If you want to be notified when new episodes become available, click the subscribe button below.
All information is obtained from sources deemed reliable but not guaranteed. No tax or legal advice is given nor intended. Content provided herein or on our website should not be construed as an offer for investment advice or for securities, insurance, or other investment products. Investments involve the risk of loss and are not guaranteed. Consult a qualified legal, tax, accounting, or financial professional before implementing any investments or strategy discussed here. High Lift Financial is a DBA for DeFrancesco Financial Concierge, LLC. Investment advisory services are provided through Cornerstone Planning Group, LLC, an independent advisory firm registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission.